What's up guys, it's Drac, and I have a special treat for you guys today. It's time to talk about the 2.0 Hummingbird. Check this out. All right, so I just got this in from my friend Timmy Wynn, and he's working on his own kind of hobby store called Foam Propulsion Designs, and that will be linked in the description box down below. But the Hummingbird is one of the better flywheel platforms in the hobby. The Hummingbird 1.0 was certainly more refined than a Griffin. It had, solenoid propulsion before a lot of other people did. It was a very innovative, very clean shell. And Timmy's done a lot of really cool stuff. He's done multiple bird-inspired builds. I think there are more than a couple up on my wall right now, but just a big fan of his design language and how everything is clean and polished. But he wasn't done with the Hummingbird, and he's always kind of postulated that there were more ways to go about it, to tighten it up, to give it some new features and an overall cleaner aesthetic. So the original Hummingbird was kind of sized around its components, and then it had that blocky yet smooth aesthetic to sort of combine there. But he has gone ahead and released this. This is the Gen 2 Hummingbird. And the first thing that you're gonna note about the Hummingbird 2.0 is just how much more compact it is overall. The battery area has gotten smaller. It's built around a specific 3S LiPo that my friend Luke sells over at Out of Darts. It's still using mil-spec hardware between the buffer tube for the M16 stock as well as the AR-15 style grip attachment, which means that you could kind of bougie this out however you wanted to in those two aspects. And given that that's where most of your contact points are, you could pick, if you wanted to, you could throw $300 in hardware on a relatively affordable 3D printed blaster build. The battery tray being smaller and more compact, along with the flywheels having this cowl around them, acts as kind of a safety feature so that with this hand stop up here, you get a very comfortable grip on the front. I can't express to you how much I really like that. It definitely feels like a real steel kind of hand stop up there. It's definitely pretty sharp all the way around. I really dig it. And then you have this monstrous ambidextrous mag release here with plenty of finger pad there for you to grip onto, as well as much rail as you could possibly want. You've got full top rail up here. You've got one on the side and here. Obviously, for most people, that's going to look like optic up top, maybe a red dot, since I use red dots for everything in there just because everything is such close quarters anyway. And then probably like a laser or a light on this side, especially if you're right-handed. You don't want anything on this side, but you do want something on the outside perhaps. You could put backup irons on there if you wanted to pretend that you were as tactical as Keanu Reeves. But it is now, the biggest change is that it is angled mag only. That's an angled Talon magazine there. If you try to take a regular Talon magazine, that no go, no good, no mo. But we have the angled Talons here, and then there's one more upgrade that Timmy snuck in there, and I could do a slower demonstration of this, but frankly, it's more fun not to. So Timmy was like, I think that with the solenoid-driven firing mechanism and the large wheels with high concavity, I'm pretty sure that I could get mechanical full auto. So there's no board in here to my knowledge, but it overfired the magazine. It literally, This is now a foam hose, effectively. That fire rate is unbelievable on 3S, and it really needs, the blaster only works on 3S, but a very clean muzzle design kind of up here. I feel like there's not much more to say about it other than we should take it outside, put it over the chronograph, get some numbers, and then dump quite a few mags. Now, there's gonna be some breaks in between the mag dumps simply because I need more angled Talon magazines. This was something that I was remiss to adopt for a long time. I use almost exclusively straight mags in my loadouts and my blasters, especially for competitive, but the Hummingbird 2.0 is so good that we're gonna have to get some angled mags so that we can run a full loadout with it. But just spectacular full auto performance. Let's take it outside, put it over the chronograph. All right, guys, so we're out here with the Hummingbird 2.0. Let's fire up the chronograph. This has 3 target DZP darts up top. Hopefully we can get some decent readings off of those, and then we're gonna start enjoying the full auto flavor of this guy. But let's extend our stock, and again, just that foregrip is so good. It's very refined. I almost want to show you guys here. The battery tray has been, I am gonna show you guys this. The battery tray has been shrunk to accommodate smaller 3S's. It also has a slot now, so it really only goes on that way. But everything about this is more refined, is tighter. I gotta get this closed now. But overall leads to a significantly improved fit and finish to different components and parts, and breaks down quite easily at this point. There's a lot of pins holding things together. I assume the assembly would be even simpler, although the Hummingbird was never a particularly difficult customer to assemble. So let's put a few over, see what we get. Well, those were very fast. Last one was 156, 147, duplicate, 142. It's the result of firing kind of janky darts. 133. So it looks like everything from the 130s to the 150s, but frankly, the fire control is, there's no semi, right? Like, I'm getting burst fire no matter what I do, which is good in a competitive sense because you kind of want to be like 2-3 darts, pop, pop, pop. I tend to use burst fire in my more intense scenarios. All right, so we will start with trying to control the burst fire here. I de-headed one of these worker darts. All right, so in burst fire mode, superb. All right, one more full mag. Tried to screen this one a little better out of the bin. Let's put a full auto burst down just until the magazine goes click, right, guys? It outshoots the magazine. Some people would say that it shoots too fast. And to those people I say, you're probably right. You're probably right. But, you know, sometimes what that's about. Like, I know plenty of people who back in the computer-controlled blasters would just set them to max speed. You know, why not? What's the point in having all of that rate of fire if you're not using at least part of it? Now, it does mean that your magazine quickly turns into burst, but we hit the target every time, right? So especially if you're living that one mag, one tag life, I think that the Hummingbird 2.0 is the blaster for you. Overall, a very clean build, a very elegant design to it, certainly a refined design, much tighter than the 2.0. Biggest pluses would be incredibly high rate of fire, mechanically controlled full auto, solenoid driven, mil-spec hardware, a lot of pluses going for the 2.0 as it's been refined. I think that my biggest downsides would be incredibly high full auto and maybe the angled talons. Now, if you're already an angled talon guy, that's a plus. But for me, that's gonna involve an additional purchase of getting 4 or 5 more magazines, especially when combined with the high rate of fire, I'm gonna need a way to reload much quicker. That said, the reloads are incredibly snappy. The ergo of the control suite is really good. You know, of course, the colors are right. This is actually a stock that we sell over on Foam Pro Shop. It's the red version of our black stock. We sell both. Overall, a really, really good refinement and new generation from Timmy. I will link to his web store down in the description box below where you can pick up one of these of your very own and live out your full auto primary class dreams. But wow, what a hose. It just really puts a lot of foam down range, faster than I can reload it with one magazine, surely. But I'll get one more burst in to end the video just because it is good fun. Let's maybe we can knock the target down. Close, but no cigar. All right, much love, blast on, Drac out.